Tommy Tuberville joins us now. Senator, thanks for being with us. Quite the news yesterday. You had your phones, had your communications surveilled by the DOJ, by the FBI under Joe Biden. What does that make you think?
And orders by Jack Smith, who was after President Trump, has been after him for the last 2 or 3 years. Will, it was all because of whistleblowers. We would have never known this, but whistleblowers are starting to come out of the woodwork now, talking about different agencies. Thank goodness for these whistleblowers. As you said, these FBI agents were fired today, but it's absolutely amazing. It's all started back during the Obama years when Lois Lerner of the IRS was weaponized to go after these LLCs from conservative groups. Ever since then, if you go back and look at it, there's been a pattern of people being attacked on the Republican side. It's wrong. It needs to quit happening, and people need to be fired over it, not just these FBI agents, but let's go after Jack Smith. Let's go after the people that pulled the trigger to go after a sitting president of the United States, Donald Trump.
Senator, I also want to ask you about another scandal that's somewhat flying under the radar as we talk about this weaponization of the FBI, and that's what happened during the 2020 census. Some are pointing out, as Senator Jim Banks has pointed out, that the 2020 census was a fraud. The Biden admin used a shady privacy formula that scrambled the data and miscounted 14 states. It included illegal immigrants and handed Democrats extra seats. Americans deserve a fair count, and I'm fighting to fix it. So, Senator, on this census from 2020, you saw a lot of states, Republican states, come out with lower citizen counts and thus lower representation in Congress than they should have gotten. Arkansas, less than down 5% from actuality. Florida, down 3.48%. Illinois, Texas, all deficits as to the actual count. And here are the states that, by the way, were higher, according to the census. Delaware, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New York, Rhode Island, all the census counting higher than the actual population. What do you know about the 2020 U.S. Census?
Well, it's all game plan, Will. The Democrats were letting illegals come in for a different count. They obviously had a census going that was all rigged. The 2020 election basically was rigged. And you just go back and look at all the numbers. Look at the job numbers that the Biden administration pushed out there. We put 400,000 or 500,000 more people in the last quarter into jobs, which was totally wrong. They lie about everything. They stretch everything. If we don't get this corrected, this country is not going to make it. It's going to be torn apart. But it's all about numbers when it comes to the census. And President Trump said he's going to redo the census, which, God help us, there's no telling what it'll end up being.
That is definitely something that needs to be done. You can't have an inaccurate count of the number of people in this country for illegal immigration purposes, but also it obviously affects the way that we vote, the way we get representatives and senators in this country. Senator Tuberville, thanks so much for being with us here today.
Thank you, Will.
Okay.